Hello guys, this is Adip. Welcome to my channel Movement Science where I simplify biomechanics with Joe. If you are new to this channel, consider subscribing because I post biomechanics and lot of ortho related topics over here on this channel and also lot of application which you can use in your clinical practice. Also check me out on Instagram where I post MCQs and also pictures of my notes. The reference time for all the topics that I'm going to cover will be mentioned down in the description. So without any further ado, let's get started. In this video, we are going to talk about the interphalangeal joints. It is going to be a very short video, so let's get started. So till now, we have studied about the subtalar joint, then the transverse tarsal joint, then we talked about the tarsometatarsal joint, and finally metatarsophalangeal joint. So now this video will be about the structure and function of the interphalangeal joint. It is a very small topic, so I covered both the structure and the function of the interphalangeal joint in this topic. So to begin with, it is a synovial hinge type of joint. Now what is a hinge? Hinge is basically what you see at your door. It only has 1 degree of freedom of motion, that is flexion and extension. So if you look at the joint over here, this is a interphalangeal joint. This is the distal phalanx and this is the proximal phalanx. So if you look at the movement over here, there is just flexion and extension that is occurring, right? So there is only 1 degree of freedom at this joint. The great toe has only one IP joint. That is, there is only one IP joint over here and it has proximal and distal phalanx. Whereas lesser toes, all the lesser toe, they have two IP joint. That is the PIP and DIP. PIP, that is the proximal interphalangeal joint, and DIP, that is the distal interphalangeal joint. The next point is these phalanges are very similar to the phalanges of your hand. The structure of the phalanges, it's very similar to the phalanges of your hand, but only thing is they are a bit smaller. So this was about the structure. Then going to the function, the interphalangeal joints, they help in smoothing the weight shift during gait. So when you are in weight bearing and when the weight is being shifted during a gait cycle, the reception of the weight and then going from heel raise to toe off, this movement or the weight shift that occurs during gait is done very smoothly. They also help in improving the stability by pushing against the ground. Now you can try this on yourself by just squatting. First try to squat without engaging any of these joints, right? So just keep your foot relaxed on the ground and try to squat. Then you activate all your plantar muscles, that is, grasp the ground with your both your feet and then try to squat and see the difference. You will feel much more stable on your foot. So that is another major function of the interphalangeal joints. Okay, now let's summarize the topic. IP joint is a hinge type of joint which allows only flexion and extension. The great toe has only one IP joint, whereas the lesser toes have two IP joint, that is the PIP and DIP. And then the function is it smoothens the weight shift during gait and it improves the stability during close kinematic exercises like squats. That's all for today guys. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, please hit the like button and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and also let me know in the comments what other videos you would like me to cover. Thank you for watching and see you soon in the next video.